I went on a mining trip to Tanzania, and we went 250 meters below Earth to get gemstones. And when I did that, I was able to interact with miners and see how people were living, the conditions that they were working in. It put my life into perspective with their life, and it just made me really appreciate more what I have. That's definitely an experience that kind of changed the way I view life.
I saw your Instagram and I see you fight in Thailand before.
That was the most challenging mental, physical activity I've ever done in my life. In that ring, I was like, I can't wait for this to be over. And I was like, okay, like I have to quit. But then I remember that I sent the streaming link to all my friends, and I was like, right, I can't let them see me quit on my first Muay Thai fight right there and then. So mentally, probably that would be the most challenging thing, most challenging physical activity I've ever done.
Can you teach me some Italian
I
words?
can.
How to say, why you are so handsome?
You say, perché sei così bello?
Because This week, we sit down with Vincenzo Russo, an international gems dealer whose stories span continents and cultures. From sourcing precious stones in the heart of Africa to his root in the UK, Vincenzo shares how his multicultural background has shaped his approach to life and business. Tune in for a rare glimpse into the life of a man whose work sparkles as brightly as the gems he deals with. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Vincenzo Russo. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Kun Vincenzo.
Kun Zombie.
Oh, can you tell us about yourself?
Of course. So, hello everyone, people watching the podcast. My name is Vincenzo, 27 years old. I'm Italian, and I was invited here by Tiger. Thanks a lot for having me. And I am a gem dealer, gemologist, and I make custom-made jewelry and work with gems.
Yeah. So, and how did your journey begin?
Yeah, so my journey actually began when I was in Zambia. I was on a trip in Zambia with some of my friends, and I had the opportunity to visit a mine. And from that moment, I started to delve into the world of gemstones a little bit more. And I thought that it was something that I can make a career out of. So I decided to move to Thailand, the hub of the gemstones.
So what inspired you to work directly like in Thailand?
So actually, I made a little bit of research when I started this journey, and I saw that I was looking for places that had, the most diamonds, the most gemstones, and I came across information from Thailand, Bangkok specifically, that it's actually the hub for gemstones. So I was like, well, if I could get a job there, then I could potentially learn about the gemstones and also live in the capital, in the hub of the gemstones. So that's exactly what I did. I got in contact with some of my friends, got a job here, and started exploring the market a little bit, and just took it from there. It's already been 3 years.
3 years. So you like Thailand?
I like Thailand. Yeah, I like Thailand. Yeah, it's a good place where to live.
Only like Thailand?
I like Thai girls better. No, just kidding. Just joking.
So do you like Thai food?
I don't really like Thai food, no.
Oh, no.
It's not my thing.
It's okay. I will learn to cook Italian food.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, next question.
Yes.
How did you growing up in the UK influence your approach to business, especially in an industry and unique as gemstones?
So, well, of course, I'm Italian. So growing up in the UK gave me the opportunity to learn a second language, which I think is fundamental in any business, especially English, which is a language that's vastly used worldwide. So it really did facilitate the doors to communicating with people from all around the world, and that was really important. Also, I think growing up in the UK kind of gave me a different perspective on life, because I was able to see things from a different perspective. I left Italy when I was 10 years old, so I really was put outside of my comfort zone from an early age, and that just kind of gave me the opportunity to become more independent.
So you live with your family moved to UK?
I know, it was just me.
You?
Yeah, just me.
10 years old?
Well, so it was me, but basically my dad, he was seeing a girl from there. So he had a girlfriend there, and she was like, "Why don't you bring him to school here?" and blah blah. So I ended up just going to school there and staying there for a very long time. Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, what role does your multicultural background play in your work and personal life?
So my multicultural background, I think it plays a really important role. Like I said, due to the fact that I'm able to interact with people from all around the world. I'm not only fluent in English, I'm also fluent in Spanish. So that really just gives me the possibility to move all around the world. South America, Europe, Asia. So that just really opens a lot of doors for me. Also, I feel like having a diverse multicultural background kind of made me a more of an open-minded individual. So I'm not necessarily afraid of taking on new challenges, of stepping outside my comfort zone, visiting new places, being uncomfortable. So it's something that I'm quite familiar with. I was quite familiar with growing up. So yeah, I think it's helped me that way.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, out of all the places you have been, what do you think of Thailand and what do you find special about it?
So out of all the places I've been, Thailand, I think Thailand has something really magical to it. Actually, when I first arrived, I thought, right, what am I doing here? This is not the place for me. But I actually saw some guy on Instagram describe it perfectly. It's like when you get to Thailand for the first time, and there's the smell of the food, the particular smell. You're like, oh no, what's going on? And then like when you arrive the second time, and it's like, wow, it's something that I feel like kind of grows on you. And also another thing that I've noticed is how kind Thai people are, and in general, like Thai culture. So they're very welcoming, especially to tourists. So I've never really found myself in a place where I didn't belong.
I think Thailand is a good place. Like when you come to Thailand and you go back to your country and you're very hungry, like in the night,
Exactly.
In Thailand you can find food
anything. Right. That's one thing that's amazing is that there's always something open here. You can wake up at 3 a.m. You'll find something open. In the UK or in Italy, it's not like that. If it's 3 a.m. and you're starving, that's it. You'll have to wait till the next morning if you don't have it at home.
So you have to cook at home at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay. I saw your Instagram and I see you fight in Thailand before.
Yes, I've had one fight in Thailand so far.
Okay, just one fight.
Yeah, I was actually supposed to fight now the 30th of November, but due to the fact that it's my grandmother's birthday in 2 days, I've decided that I'm going to go back to Italy and celebrate that with her instead. So I won't be coming back, unfortunately. But yes, I've had one fight in Thailand, and actually it was quite an interesting situation because I fought under someone else's name. So the gym where I was training, the person got injured. And he was like, right, someone's going to have to replace this guy. And I was with a friend of mine from Dubai, and we were training together. And he goes, oh yeah, he'll do it. So I was like, okay, I'll do it. So I ended up having to find some Australian guy's name. And the trainer was like, okay, when you get in the ring, make sure you sing the Australian hymn anthem. I was like, okay, sure, no problem. Anyways, I got a little bit nervous by the time I got there, and I completely forgot to do that. So I got up on the ring, and everyone starts singing Aussie, 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 and I was like, why the fuck, like, what's going on here? Why are they doing, and I was like, oh, like, I'm supposed to be Australian. So I kind of got back into it, but yeah.
In Phuket, Bangla. Right?
Yeah, interesting experience.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
The owner of the gym, he is my friend.
He's a character.
Yes.
Very good guy.
Yeah, good guy and funny guy also.
Funny guy.
Yes. Okay, for next question, I'm gonna ask you about your personal.
Okay, let's go.
Something. Okay, for you, what is more valuable, happiness or wealth?
So, I feel like both happiness and wealth kind of go hand in hand. Yeah, so I think that happiness, you can be happy, but I think that there is a certain level of financial wealth that you need to have in order to be happy. Simply because there are just so many things that need to be covered in order to live a happy life. For example, health could be one of them, and if you're not financially stable, you can't even take good care of your health. So I think it's something that definitely goes hand in hand.
Money and happiness.
Yeah, I mean, to a certain level, because you can have a lot of money and still be unhappy.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to find the right balance, right? Between what makes you happy and having enough money to feel that.
Okay, for me, better I'm crying on the yacht.
Yes. But you can be crying on the yacht, but if you're sick, ill, financial wealth isn't going to be of much use to you. So, it's a balance of everything, not just money,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
What is the most important lesson you have learned from your life so far?
So I think that the most important lesson I've learned so far is that you have to be grateful for everything that you have in your life, because things can change very fast. And I think that a lot of the times we forget how lucky we are and we take what we have for granted. So I try every day and wake up with a mindset that allows me to really appreciate everything I have, even in times when, you feel unmotivated, you feel sad, and then, you slap your face you slap yourself in the face, and you're like, right, look, I have this, I have that, I have everything I need in order for me to be happy and to keep going. So I think being grateful is probably the best thing I've learned so far in life.
Nice, we do the same way,
Yeah.
In the morning, I like to look at myself in the mirror and I talk to myself, wow, today is so
You're beautiful.
You're beautiful, you're successful, you have money.
Right, because it is going to happen that there are days when you don't feel good, right? Regardless of everything that you have. So I think that if you're able to just look at everything that you've got and appreciate it, you can kind of just get back on track.
About the mistake, about something, you just
Exactly.
say like, it's okay, it's already happened and we will fix it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, nice. We
Yeah.
do the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
We get along too well.
Oh, thank God. Okay, what do you think? What do you think make life meaningful? How do you stay connected to that meaning?
To me, a meaningful life is a life where you're pursuing higher goals constantly. So I feel that if you're constantly improving yourself, constantly trying to become a better person, a better version of yourself, that kind of gives me meaning. I'm sure some other people have different reasons to what is the meaning of life to them, but for me, having a clear goal, trying to reach objectives, becoming better than the person that you were yesterday, is a meaningful life.
Yeah, keep doing better every day.
Become 1% better every day, they say.
Oh yeah, it's good at 1%.
Yeah.
So how many percent now?
120?
120?
No, I'm still of my full potential.
Yeah.
I would say about 35 to 40%.
From 100?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. I've still got a lot to go. You'll see. This will become a famous podcast in 10 to 20 years.
I think maybe 120 already, but you're just like humble.
Yeah, I'm very humble.
Okay ค่ะ next question นะคะ
Yes.
คุณ Vincenzo Do you ever find yourself criticizing other people or being jealous of what someone has?
So I personally consider myself someone who doesn't really criticize other people. So if I see that someone else has something which I don't have or has more than me, or something that I would like to have but I don't yet have, I try and take inspiration from them and analyze how they've done it and replicate it. They say if no one's done it, you can be the first one to do it, and if someone's done it, you can just do it again and do it better. So I don't really find myself, I don't really like gossiping, so I don't like talking about other people. I just like to focus on my thing. I don't care who's dating who's doing what with what, who's quitting jobs or building this. I don't care. So not really, no.
Yeah, very different from girl.
Yeah,
Girl love gossip.
So do boys. We live in a society that's like definitely full of people that like to talk a lot about other people, but I think it's important to just focus on what you're doing if you really want to be happy, because it's going to affect the way you feel anyways. Yeah.
Good mindset นะคะ
Thank you.
จังเลยอะ Okay. How do you handle situation where others doubt your ability or vision?
Okay, so I think it's something which I don't really even take into consideration. So if I feel that it's not something that really crosses my mind. So if I believe that I can do something, then I will do it regardless of who believes that I can do it or not. Yeah.
Okay. If you can give one piece of advice to someone watching this podcast, what would it be and why?
One piece of advice.
Yeah.
One piece of advice would be to just be grateful. Okay, be grateful, like I said, for everything that you've got, because you never know what tomorrow holds. Tomorrow's uncertain, the future's uncertain, so I think just appreciate the moment that you're living in right now and make the most out of it without having to worry too much about the future. Yes.
And I want to know, what is your strongest skill?
So I think my strongest skill would definitely be something related to understanding people in social situations. I think I'm very careful with getting too close to people, and I tend to understand really when someone's a bit of a snake or when they don't have the best intentions. So I think that's a very valuable skill, which leads me sometimes to push people away, but for my own good.
Oh, so what do you think? I'm snake or cat?
I think you're tiger. No, just joking.
I'm tiger.
Just joking. But yeah.
How do you choose your circle of friends? Are there people you try and avoid?
Yes. So the way I choose my circle of friends is based on how genuine I can tell that the person is. If I can see that someone's inherently good, doesn't have bad intentions, is a good person at heart, is not an envious person, is not a jealous person, is not someone that tries and put people down when they're in groups. You know, I've noticed a lot of times people, even if it's not directly towards me, they try and put others down and put themselves above. These are the type of people that I usually try and avoid. It's something that I don't want to have to deal with. So, yeah.
I'm so lucky. I'm not that kind of person.
No, you're not.
Okay, you have traveled a lot. You travel
Yes.
like widely. How do you feel this experience have shaped you as a person and professional?
Yeah, so I think they've just really made me more open-minded overall and really open to new experiences, new challenges. I'm not really afraid of what's new. So if change has to be made, I embrace it. I'm not really afraid of moving to different countries, alone, with people, meeting new people. So I think it's really helped me a lot in that way. And also professionally, it's really widened my network, because through my travels, I've always managed to meet new people, make new connections, and it just really expanded my network. And it's been really useful in that sort of way.
Now you're 27 years old. So how many
27.
countries you have visited?
Ooh, a lot of countries. I would say,
More than 20?
yeah, for sure, more than 20.
30?
More than 30. Yeah.
40?
Probably around 40 countries.
A lot.
Yeah, I would say 40 countries. Around the number. I've never counted them, but I would say it's along those lines.
I only stay in Thailand.
Yeah, well, you don't need to go anywhere else. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah, I want to try to go to Italy.
Okay, you come with me next time. We go together. No problem.
Right. I want to go to see the grape farm.
Yeah, you come to Sicily, the best part of Italy.
ใช่ the place Vincenzo go น่ะ
The Cum Vincenzo, yes?
โอเคค่ะ Have any experience surprised you in terms of how they change your views on life or work?
Yes. So recently I went on a mining trip to Tanzania, and we went 250 meters below Earth to get gemstones. And when I did that, I was able to interact with miners and see how people were living, the conditions that they were working in. And it was really a humbling experience, because it put my life into perspective with their life, and it just made me really appreciate more what I have, and just see life in a different way, because there are people who live under conditions which we cannot even imagine, who have to, work in very dangerous environments for 15, 16, 17 hours a day, endlessly. So yeah, that's definitely an experience that kind of changed the way I view life.
Do you scared when you go down?
So I wasn't scared in the beginning, and I was just taking pictures outside of the mines, just like this, in front of the mines. And then I went down, and when I came up, I was like, white. I was like, right, I'm not doing this again. So it was, I didn't know I had claustrophobia until I entered that place. So I wasn't afraid, but it's definitely an uncomfortable situation to be in.
Yes, I think it's very uncomfortable because it's small place.
Very
also.
small, very deep, very hot. A lot of times there's no air, so can't really breathe properly, and you just basically, I just couldn't wait to get out, right? So
How deep is it? Like
250 meters we went below Earth.
wow,
Yeah.
almost hell.
Yes, almost.
Almost hell. Okay, we hear that you're quite sporty.
Can you not tell?
Yeah,
No,
okay.
just joking.
Good
Just joking.
looking ka. At first I know that you try Muay Thai.
Yes.
And what else?
So I've done. I mainly do boxing now. There was a time I was really into CrossFit, but CrossFit I still do every now and then. I just I try to fit it into my schedule. It's I find it's quite a fun sport. When I was back in my younger days, believe it or not, I was into extreme sports a little bit more. I've done used to do bungee jumping, skydiving, all sort of
Oh.
stuff, but I've stopped that now because I just
Very scared. Very
I
dangerous.
just don't like playing with life as much as I used to
Yes.
anymore. I've just put a bit of maturity in my
Yes, you
in
should
myself.
enjoy your life more.
Yeah. Just anything that to keep me fit, really. Boxing, Muay Thai, CrossFit, weightlifting,
I think you're
running.
good at
I
Muay
like
Thai.
running a lot. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay at Muay Thai. Yeah, I can defend myself a little bit.
Uh-huh.
You know, one elbow, whatever.
I'm
when you
good,
least
I'm
expect
good kick
it.
pad, nah.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Good
We
kick
train
pad.
together.
Can you
then.
hold the pad?
I can't hold the pad, but I can hit them.
Eh,
So yeah.
I hold the pad and you
and
kick
I
me.
hit them. Okay. Perfect.
Okay, video.
Done.
Okay. Okay, do you find any similarity between this clip line in sport and working life?
Discipline in life, yes. So I think a lot of the times I found myself having to apply the sports mentality, which obviously requires a lot of discipline. You have to eat a certain way, get up at a certain time. You have to train when you don't want to. And I've kind of found myself having to apply that to work because, you know, it's not always that you want to do the stuff that you're going to do. So having that sort of mentality can be taken and reapplied into the job that you're doing.
How do you balance a physically active lifestyle with demand of a travel-heavy business?
So I don't. It's not really something I have to balance. It just comes natural. So I wake up really early, 5:30, already out of bed, and I get my first training session in. So I'm already done by 6:37, ready for the day.
Oh, really? And what
Yeah.
time you go to bed?
Around 10, 11. If I'm not going out. Yeah, I'm an old guy now. Huh? I'm an old guy. Yeah. I used to be much crazier back in the day.
Healthy, nah.
Yeah, healthy.
So how often do you party?
Not that often now.
Really?
Very rarely.
Once a month?
If I'm not in like a winter arc sort of thing, then yeah, I would say once a month. But I go with periods, so maybe there's sometimes that I can do a lot, but then I'll try and take a long break from it.
I'll take you out this Friday.
Okay, fine.
Deal.
Well, I leave on Thursday, so it has to be tonight.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
my friend's DJing actually at Baccarat.
Oh, your friend.
Yes.
He's a DJ
He's
there.
a DJ, yeah.
Okay. So when you go party and you come back home, maybe like midnight, like
Oh
Cinderella.
no, if I go out, I'll go out late.
Ah.
That's why I try and avoid it. I like to be focused. You know, it just ruins the rest of my day.
Everyone smile at this podcast.
Yeah.
I think everyone love it.
Yeah, that's good. We're doing a
Yeah.
great job. It's about us.
Yes, it's about us.
us.
Shy. I like this podcast, and I
Yes.
think this podcast I like me too. What is it about your work that keep you passionate and driven every day?
So the fact that there's always something to do and you're always learning something new, it's not a sedentary job, so you really have to kind of always move around all the time, speak to people, which is something that I quite like doing. I don't really like sitting at the desk for too long. So the fact that you always have to be around dealing with people, and also the satisfaction I get when clients receive a good piece of work and they're really happy with it. It's just something that gives me a lot of satisfaction, personal satisfaction.
And what has been the most rewarding aspect of your career so far?
The most rewarding aspect, yeah, like I said, just being able to see clients' happiness when they receive certain products. Especially with jewelry, I've noticed this when I create jewelry from scratch, custom-made jewelry, and they receive it and they're just ecstatic about it. And it's just something that really satisfies me at a personal level.
What advice would you give to someone just starting their career?
So the advice I would give is to just dive straight into it without thinking too much if you're doing the right thing or not. Because I feel like in the beginning when I started, I made the mistake of having to post the right thing or making everything perfect. And then I was like, right, this is not going to work because you can't find something perfect. So just starting out and just seeing where it takes you and learning from there. Make a mistake, learn from it, and just keep going. Doesn't have to be perfect straight away.
Don't scare to try, because you never try, you never know.
Yeah, and you've got to fail. You can't understand the failure just by someone telling you that it's wrong. You know, you have to really understand that you made the mistake by doing it. Otherwise, you're never really going to learn it. At least in my experience, It's been like that.
Exactly like that.
Yeah.
Okay, we talked so many questions already.
Yes.
And you travel a lot, like almost 40 countries.
I don't know how many countries. I would say it's around 40.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so one thing you always pack on every trip. What is one thing? Okay, just one thing.
Okay, fine. I'll tell you what. It's not one thing I pack. It's things I don't pack. So actually, I always travel with an orange backpack. And that's it. So I would go to Australia, countries on the other side of the world, just with my backpack. So a lot of times, actually, I've been stopped. I went to Australia once, and I was coming from Italy, I think. Went to Australia with my orange backpack, which is a backpack this big. And they just stopped me and searched me and asked questions. They were like, how are you coming into Australia from Italy with a backpack? I'm like, it's got everything I need, you
Just
know? Like,
backpack, no,
yeah, you know, you got your T-shirts, couple of jeans, underwear, socks, and that's it, right? Like, what else do you need? And one pair of shoes. So, yeah, that's one thing I always take on my travels is my backpack.
Man, life very easy.
Yeah, I like to travel light. I don't like traveling heavy.
If me,
Yeah.
hair dry,
Yeah.
makeup, eyelash, tripod, everything. Yes, because we are blogger.
Yeah, you are.
Yes. So top 3 countries on your travel bucket list.
Ooh, okay. So 3 countries that I still want to visit would be Iceland.
Iceland.
Iceland, I haven't been. It's always fascinated me for just the nature. Brazil. Brazil I'll want to visit eventually sometime next year, probably during Easter, after the carnival. Don't like it when it's too crowded. And another country on my bucket list. Well, I've seen now that they've opened tours for North Korea. Some people have been doing North Korean tours.
North Korea.
Yeah, North Korea. So you can actually visit North Korea now. And there's tours, guided tours. I don't know how safe they are. Maybe if you know, I've read stories where some guy touched a painting or something, and yeah, he got arrested. But definitely North Korea, if it's could be a country that's on my bucket
You're
list.
gonna meet Kim Jong-un.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
감사합니다. Okay. Most challenging physical activity you have taken on?
All right, so I'm going to have to say, in terms of physical activity, I'm going to say that probably CrossFit is the most demanding one. But in terms of mental activity, when I had that Muay Thai fight, and that was the most challenging mental, physical activity I've ever done in my life.
Yeah.
I consider myself, I'm quite a fit person, so I don't really get tired that easily. I run a lot, I lift weights, so I'm quite fit. But in that ring, I was like, I can't wait for this to be over.
And you forget everything.
Yeah, I forget everything, and just being kicked constantly, because basically after the first round, the fight was was done, and it was the break for the first round. This guy just kept kicking me on the leg, and I told the coach, I told him, like, my leg is so swollen, like I can't walk on it, because like I try and stand up and I couldn't walk on it.
Oh, really?
And I was like, okay, like I have to quit. But then I remember that I sent the streaming link to all my friends, and I was like, right, I can't let them see me quit on my first Muay Thai fight right there and then. So I just got up and I was like, right, I'm gonna have to use my arms instead. So I just kept the fight going by using my arms, but I literally could not walk. So mentally, probably that would be the most challenging thing,
Yeah.
most challenging physical activity I've ever done.
Can't wait to see your next fight.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
I want to see.
Yes, come.
Okay.
Yes, come.
You have to invite me นะคะ
Okay, fine.
โอเคค่ะ Deeper insight and fight.
Wow.
No thought. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm not.
Okay, let's find out.
โอเคค่ะ What are your dream or goal for the next 5 or 10 years, both personality and professionally?
Okay, so I think for the next 5 to 10 years, my goals are just to keep growing my company and at the same time keep improving myself. So like I said, that 1% every day, I think just working towards becoming a better version of yourself for the next 5 to 10 years. I think I'll still be pretty young. So just making sure I'm on the right track in terms of the person I'm becoming, not only professionally, but personally as well. And without a doubt, becoming successful within the next 5 to 10 years. I think more 10, but without a doubt, you'll hear about me again.
Okay.
I'm sure about it.
So do you believe people can truly change, and what experience in your life support that belief?
So I do believe people can truly change. The reason why I believe people can change is because I've personally changed myself. So I think that if I know from first-hand experience that I've been able to change, then I'm sure that people can truly change. There's a lot of experiences and third factors that affect people. So for sure, there has to cause a change in them.
Okay. How do you stay grounded when life gets overwhelming?
So yeah, like I said before, we mentioned gratitude quite a lot. So just by really remembering everything that happens in my life, being grateful for everything that I have, and being very appreciative about the moment without thinking too much about the past or worrying about the future.
What role does forgiveness play in your life, and is there anyone you still struggle to forgive?
So I think forgiveness, I think everyone makes mistakes, right? Like we said. So I think forgiveness does play a big part in everyone's life, not just mine. So I think it's important to be able to forgive, because at the end of the day, not being able to forgive someone is something that, well, depends on the gravity of the situation, right? But it's something that at the end is only going to be hurting you more than hurting them. And on terms of forgiving people, I don't think it's just important to forgive other people, but also very important to forgive yourself, because you always make mistakes growing up. You're wandering around the world doing this, doing that, so you're bound to just make some mistakes, something that you're not very proud of, and you shouldn't let those things hold you back, and you should be able to forgive yourself on that and move on.
Do you still have something like you still regret?
I don't think so. I don't really have any regrets. So even mistakes that I've made, I'm quite happy that they happened, because they made me who I am today, right? I think that if you're a smart person, a smart individual, you'll see the mistakes that you've made, and you'll be able to analyze them and use them to your advantage.
Are you single?
I'm single.
Still single?
Yes.
Me too. Just for your information. They're laughing.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever been in love, and what have you learned from it?
So I've been in love. For sure I've been in love. But, all right, I would say for sure I've been in love. But one thing that I think is important to consider, one thing I've realized is that I can never truly know if I've been in love, because you end up really liking one person, you end up loving a girl, right? And then you break up, this happens, that happens, and the next person that comes along, you end up loving more than the one before, for example. So that means that essentially you reached a new level of love. So does that mean that the person that you loved before you really loved, or it was just strong infatuation?
I just think maybe you just forget that feeling.
I think
It's not about you love the next one more.
I've loved people at different levels, right? Girls that I've been with. So it really just kind of got me thinking, was I ever really in love if there's a person that I can find that I love more than the previous one, right? That means that maybe I haven't really reached the level of love if there's always higher levels to it, right?
Are you a romantic person?
I would say I'm a romantic person, yeah. I'm a romantic person.
Really?
Yes.
How is romantic?
Well, just small gestures, small things. I'm not big on, just gifts and stuff, just more on small justice experiences. But I would consider myself, if I like the girl, to be a very romantic person.
Oh, I cannot imagine เลยอ่ะ
Yes, you should find out.
Cannot imagine เลยอ่ะ Oh.
Yeah,
Can you teach me some Italian
I
words?
can.
How to say why you are so handsome?
You say, perché sei così bello?
Because
That was really good. That was, yeah. Perché sei così bello?
Perché sei così bello?
Yes, that was good.
Okay.
I love you. Ti amo.
Ti amo.
Sei bellissima.
Vamos!
Sei bellissima. You're beautiful.
Bellissima.
Yes, sei bellissima.
Okay.
But you're beautiful as a girl. This bellissima.
Okay. I teach you Thai.
Go.
ฉันชอบคุณ
Chang chong pung.
ฉันชอบคุณ
Chang chong prung.
ฉัน
Chan
ชอบ
chop
คุณ
krum.
ฉันชอบคุณ
Chan chok krum.
Me too.
Yes.
I like you.
Yes, me too.
ไอ้บ้าเอ้ย